Strange New World's success proves Star Trek needs a TNG prequel show. When Star Trek Strange New Worlds premiered, the general expectation was cautious optimism. Star Trek's recent history had been a mixed bag. Discovery reinvented the franchise with mixed reception, and while Picard delighted diehard fans, its narrative risks left some viewers unsure. Yet, Strange New Worlds arrived as something different, a show that respected Star Trek's legacy while boldly carving out its own identity. Its success is more than a ratings win. It's proof that the franchise still thrives when it embraces the exploratory spirit that made Gene Roddenberry's vision timeless. And more importantly, it suggests that Star Trek might be ready to give the next generation the prequel treatment it has long deserved. The brilliance of Strange New Worlds lies in its balance. On one hand, it honors the essence of classic Trek, episodic storytelling that allows moral dilemmas, philosophical debates, and character-driven adventures to breathe. Episodes like Ghosts of Illyria or A Quality of Mercy feel self-contained, yet resonate with broader themes of identity, ethics, and humanity's place in the cosmos. On the other hand, it embraces serialized storytelling in subtle ways, providing arcs that reward long-term viewers without alienating newcomers. Captain Christopher Pike, Spock, and Number One are familiar figures, yet the series invests in them emotionally, filling gaps that decades of Star Trek lore left tantalizingly open. Fans have responded in kind. Social media buzzes not only with praise for the show's visuals or action sequences, but with deep dives into character motivations, Easter eggs, and intertextual references, where some Star Trek entries struggle to find relevance in a modern TV landscape. Strange New Worlds thrives precisely because it understands the delicate balance between nostalgia and innovation. It's a show that proves Star Trek doesn't need to reinvent itself constantly. It needs to return to what made it beloved: hope, curiosity, and the endless possibilities of the universe. Which brings us to the next generation. TNG is widely regarded as one of Star Trek's crown jewels, a series that introduced Picard, Riker, Data, and Troy to the galaxy. Yet despite its enduring popularity, TNG never had the benefit of a prequel exploration. Fans know bits of Picard's past, his boyhood in France, his time at Starfleet Academy, his early missions, but much of it is implied, glossed over, or left to novels and non-canonical materials. A TNG prequel, following young Picard, Riker, and Troy as they navigate the early Starfleet years, could tap into the same magic that makes Strange New Worlds so compelling. Why now? Because Star Trek audiences have changed. They're not just casual viewers, they're engaged fans, eager to understand not just what happens in a story, but why. Strange New Worlds demonstrates that there is an appetite for shows that combine procedural clarity with character depth and moral stakes. A TNG prequel could do the same, offering stories about diplomacy, first contact, and interstellar ethics through the lens of Starfleet cadets or newly minted officers. Imagine young Picard wrestling with the weight of command before he even steps onto the Enterprise D. Imagine a fresh-eyed Riker testing the boundaries of protocol while forging the charisma that would define him. Imagine the Federation's moral dilemmas explored through the optimism of youth rather than the seasoned pragmatism of TNG's original timeline. There's also a creative advantage. A TNG prequel could intersect with other timelines, allowing for subtle connections to the original series, Discovery, and even Strange New Worlds. Star Trek has always thrived on interconnected storytelling, but it's at its best when each series enriches the others without becoming a gimmick. With a prequel, there's space to explore the Federation's growth, the emergence of key policies, and even the rise of recurring adversaries in a way that feels organic, not forced. The commercial argument is compelling too. Strange New Worlds proves that Star Trek can succeed as both a streaming and mainstream property when executed with care. Fans are invested in characters, stories, and world building that feel authentic. A TNG prequel could capture multiple demographics: older fans nostalgic for the 24th century, younger viewers eager to meet iconic characters in formative years, and casual audiences drawn to the moral and adventure-driven storytelling Star Trek has always excelled at. Ultimately, Strange New Worlds is a reminder that Star Trek thrives on potential for discovery, potential for moral exploration, and potential for new stories that honor the past while looking forward. A TNG prequel wouldn't just be another show. It would be a continuation of the same philosophy that makes Strange New Worlds resonate: the idea that the universe is vast, life is complex, and that the next generation of Starfleet officers has stories worth telling. In the end, the success of Strange New Worlds is more than a triumph of storytelling. It's a roadmap for Star Trek's future. It proves that Star Trek can balance the old and new, the familiar and the innovative, and it proves that the galaxy is